Hello, good morning. It's Monday the 13th. I'm FX Plu and this is the market brief. So there's growing uncertainty over Sunak's plan to tackle UK unemployment. Fear is mounting that unemployment could reach the 3 million mark. Yes, that's been seen before, but that was driven first by the decline of the mining industry in the 70s and then by the decline in the vehicle manufacturing sector in the 80s. So naturally there's a degree of concern over how well a voucher for 50% off at Nando's will deal with that kind of unemployment this time around. And the concern has grown from very little interest in the offer of that retention bonus. Getting £1,000 for keeping furloughed staff on until the end of January seems to be a risk not worth taking for many major UK employers. And these concerns are reflected in the markets where there's little reason to buy into the pound. So sterling hasn't made much headway against the dollar, while the dollar remains under pressure. We kick off the week around about 126.50 against the dollar. Over in the US, it's all looking really rather messy without the federal government taking action over COVID-19. Of course, every state has the constitutional right to self-govern. And look at Florida. That was so heavily reliant on tourism. There was a huge pressure to lift the lockdown there, and that's already looking like it might have backfired. The daily infection rate is back over 15,000, and there's a real risk that the healthcare system will be overwhelmed. Treasury plans are under review as the original support bill expires at the end of the month, but the administration probably needs to look past any individual financial support package to get this issue under control. That uncertainty was reflected in the dollar index, and the dollar index drifted down towards 96.50 last week. Over in the Eurozone, we've got the next EU summit a little later this week, where of course the main topic will be the pandemic relief fund. Macron and Merkel have managed to meet twice to try and find an acceptable solution, but there's very little expectation of a positive conclusion this time around, because Denmark and Sweden have now joined the Frugal Four in opposing the proposals. And of course, the longer it takes to sign off, the longer the eventual recovery will take. But despite all that uncertainty, the euro has held up pretty well against the dollar. We kick off the week with euro dollar around 113.30. Right, that's it from me this morning. No Colin today. He went back at the weekend and so is happily down in Kent with his owners, leaving me miserable on my Jack Jones in Surrey. Send condolences. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye-bye.
If you do not have a clue, then just tweet through and ask FX Blue.